In this video, we are going more in depth on the upcoming UX Shinobi Shadow, as well as the fact they made the best X-Bay even better. So hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's move on to the Beyblade news. In the last few days, Takara Tomy released a video going over the Shinobi Shadow Random Booster Select, and in this video, we see more about the bays, about the parts, and we see the bays actually in person, and I definitely think they look better. Whenever we first got pictures of Shinobi Shadow, they were kind of the super perfect 3D models for it, and it didn't really make the bay look great. I just wasn't a big fan of the design or the details or the ninja motif in the middle, but now that we see an actual spread of the way the bays look in person, I definitely like it a lot more. Also, if I sound a little bit weird, it's because I'm a little under the weather, so just bear with me. But now that we see an actual video of Shinobi Shadow, I do have to say it does look quite a bit better. It's still not my favorite Beyblade X or even UX design, that's for sure. I'm still not in love with the ninja motif. It just looks a little bland. And while I did not love the color scheme of the prize Shinobi Shadow, now that we see an actually good picture and video of it, I like it quite a bit more. I'm not as big of a fan of the other color schemes though. The one that's all black just kind of looks more boring than it did before. And the one that looks all yellow is just, it's yellow, okay? It's yellow. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the prize Shinobi Shadow. The main goal for this defense type is the ability to kind of evade or to knock away hits without taking a lot of damage. You do see a side profile of the blade and is definitely pretty thin looking. I was a little bit surprised, but you do see the kind of upward angle, and maybe this will be good for attack, surprisingly. I have no idea. While my opinion of the Shinobi Shadow blade has improved a little bit, I'm still not the biggest fan of the other parts of the release. For the ratchet, we have 180, which they say is new. Oh God. I promise that voice crack was because I was sick. I swear. If you guys want to get some Beyblade X-Bays, go and check out Mall of Toys. They have a bunch of X and UX releases up for sale right now, including this upcoming Shinobi Shadow Random Booster and the awesome Tyranno Beat Random Booster. With Beyblade X coming to the West this summer, now is the perfect time to build up your Beyblade collection with these newer releases that we won't see for probably 6 months to a year. So go and check out Mall of Toys, links in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off of your first purchase. Anyways, 180 is not a new ratchet. It's a revised version of 160, and this release kind of brings up my issues that I'm having with Takara Tomy ratchets, and I'm kind of tired of getting the same shapes just with different heights. I do wish they would have kept the Dran Buster 160 really unique. So I have a question for you guys. Should ratchets have different designs depending on the height, at least slightly? For example, Dran Buster is really aggressive, so a 160 kind of fits. Meanwhile, 180 is not going to be nearly as aggressive or attack oriented, so maybe the one-sided shape should be changed up at least a little bit. I know it would be a little bit confusing because 360 would have a different design than 390, for example, whenever that comes out. But I do think it would make the ratchets a little bit more interesting. It would help out customization because right now they're just feeling very samey and it's getting kind of boring. So now we can move on to the most interesting part of the release, which is the bits or metal needle. I don't think Metal Needle is interesting because it's good. I think it's interesting because it showcases the future of Beyblade bits potentially, like metal taper, metal flat, metal ball, maybe even getting some other materials like rubber or POM, stuff like that. But talking about Metal Needle, this is a metal tipped version of Needle. Pretty self-explanatory. Takara Tomy even does a comparison between Needle and Metal Needle, and as you can see, they are basically the same, they just have a different material tip. I'm not the biggest fan of Needle. Maybe there are some combos out there that are really good, or some people out there that have a lot of success with Needle, but I don't like it that much. I don't think it's that great. I think there's a lot of bits out there that are way better that do the same thing, and I don't think Metal Needle is gonna really revolutionize that or change things that much. Takara Tomy does also do test battles with Shinobi Shadow up against Dran Dagger. You can't really trust these though, because of course they're going to make Shinobi look better than it probably actually does. And I will say, maybe I'm just being a hater here, but Shinobi Shadow doesn't even really look that good in these test battles, so I don't know what to think. But that is Shinobi Shadow, and I don't want to come across as a hater or that I'm too negative, but I do want to give you guys my opinions on this Bey, and there are some pieces that I just don't like, I don't really care for, but it still could be really good, and maybe I'll just end up being wrong. But now let's shift gears away from Shinobi Shadow and towards the new Golden Beyblade. And the Golden Bey we have here is Wizard Rod. This Wizard Rod is going to be broken up into different tournament prizes for first through third place for their G2 or G3 tournaments. It's going to be very similar to Knight Shield. I don't know if it's going to replace the Golden Knight Shield, but I think it's better than the Golden Knight Shield. Don't get me wrong, I love Golden Knight Shield. I have one right here that I spent probably a little bit too much money on, but overall, Wizard Rod is a much better Beyblade. I haven't really made any competitive or tournament style videos, but Wizard Rod is kind of tearing up the meta scene right now. It's really good, if not kind of overpowered right now. So having the chance to win a golden one at a tournament kind of makes sense. And because the Golden Rod is new and it's also a much more competitive Beyblade, I'm kind of assuming the prices for these online is going to be way higher than Golden Knight Shield. It would just kind of make sense. I'm not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it. And for the final bit of news, we have a brand new grip. This is going to be in a black and green color scheme, and overall, I like the way this looks a lot. I like this kind of clear plastic look they're going for. This grip is going to be sold in like Beyblade events and even Beyblade stores, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but I like the idea of this grip. I like the green, although it's definitely not my favorite color, but seeing maybe a blue or a red would definitely be really cool. So I hope we get more standard grip releases like this. But that is going to wrap up this video. I'm kind of sick and I don't feel good, so that's enough talking for me. But if you enjoyed it, hit that like button down below, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation, and let me know what you guys think about all the stuff we talked about today. I will see you in the next one. Have fun and Bey away.